The City of Angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. And now, Joseph Zacher.
Greetings, Los Angeles. Welcome to episode 421 of the Heart of LAFC podcast. I call this one valuable minutes as the boys finally get a little bit of preseason work in. Get to play a match against a Bayern youth side, to be honest. Really get to run everybody out. Looks like all levels involved for this game. So, yes, we've got that to talk about. There's also a lot of conversation about MLS roster updates, some rumors, some interesting bids that have come through this week. So, yes, it's busy. We actually got some decent news for you guys. So, yeah, we're going to cover this one fully. Of course, the full crew is here as Araceli is back. Bam is ready. And Tony, you can already see there dialed in his room of darkness. It's on, people. First and foremost, want to welcome Araceli back to the show for this season. Araceli, how are you doing?
I am doing really well, honestly. A little bummed that I had to miss the show last week, but I have a valid excuse for it, I promise. For those that didn't know, I had to get my bottom two wisdom teeth out, so I was kind of going through it the last couple of days, but I'm pretty much over the hump, the big part of it. So thankfully, I'm on the mend. I'm back. Glad to talk footy again. And of course, I do have updates concerning Next Pro, so we'll get into that later on. But overall, doing good. Just bracing ourselves for this winter storm this weekend. So hopefully we don't get too much snow over here.
No doubt. It sounded like half the country is going to be buried in the snow for a bit here. So we're hoping you're okay, hoping the family's okay, that you guys are staying safe as this thing passes through. Hey, at least there's electricity. We'll take that, right?
That's hoping we don't get the ice part of this, because I've gone through 2 ice storms in my lifetime so far. I don't need a third. So let's
Yeah,
pray the power holds out.
grid doesn't stand a chance for those. So, again, hoping for the best there. Working from home for a few days. Not so bad. Not so bad. Of course, Bam is doing it. How are you doing, sir?
Not too bad. You guys had a long weekend last weekend. It's our turn for a long weekend this weekend coming up. Monday being a public holiday here for Australia Day, for those to celebrate it. Some people don't for some reasons, but it is there. It's going to be a hot one down here in Melbourne. I think tomorrow is going to be 102. Next Tuesday is going to be 109 around there. So it's going to be nice and warm, that's for sure. But the good thing about being a long weekend is that tomorrow from midday my time, so 5 p.m. your time, Triple J is doing their hottest 100. So every year people vote and then they do a hottest 100 countdown for the long weekend. So I'll be listening to that tomorrow, that's for sure.
It's a nice way to spend the day, hearing some music, chilling out, enjoying the holiday. That's how it's got to be. Of course, Tony is in the mixer. I know he didn't play in it, but I do know that there was a supporter tournament again. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty well. Just, going through it was a busy week for myself with the work and everything. And then, of course, the start of the season. So I've just been running around doing that and everything like that. So it's been well. And, just starting my spring cleaning as well. So just overall good and just getting ready for the season like everybody else.
Yeah, less than 4 weeks away, guys. It is coming up quickly. No time to waste. That is for sure. So let's get into it. Some interesting news coming from the league, of course, as there's some roster updates in terms of how to buy players, all that fun stuff. So I've got it here, but basically the big things that stand out that I see is, one, an extended summer window. So signings can happen a bit later. It makes sense. The best signings tend to happen that time of year anyway. So that's good news as they align with the rest of the world with their transfer markets. Also, some things that we noticed about some regulations, limits on the number of cash for player trades that a club can make in a single season is gone. So that way players can be purchased, right? I mean, that makes sense. more freedom is a good thing in this league. Let's see. They eliminated the age restriction and caps on the number of interleague loans teams can execute each year. So good, less restriction there. Let's see. The deadline for a player to be classified as a domestic player rather than international has been removed. So I'm guessing that once it happens, it happens. That's just how it runs. Like you get it, you're good. Can be interesting, timing is everything there. Right before the playoffs or right before a deadline, you might get another international because one of your players becomes domestic. So that, I don't say it's gaming the system, but it's just natural that way. So there you go. Clubs will now agree to trade an international roster slot with the condition that it returns to the club at a predetermined date during the secondary transfer window. Interesting. So basically, it's not a permanent thing; it's a temporary. That could get funky. Designated players acquired via cash for player trades during the secondary transfer window may be registered using the mid-season designated player salary budget charge. I don't know. That sounds confusing. I'm sure we'll figure that as teams play the game and as Miami doesn't even bother with these, but whatever. Then we've got players who have appeared on a game day roster now eligible to be placed on the supplemental roster slot 31, provided they meet all the other requirements for that slot. I'm sure something on that would be more covering with the young kids that move up and down. Araceli, is that what I'm reading from there with the whole supplementary roster slot? Would be a kind of a move up, move down type of player.
That's what it kind of reads as to me. So I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised.
We'll figure that out as we go. Again, a little different, but that's what's going on. So the league is doing that. Again, the less restrictions, the better. The less they take limits on these guys. Honestly, we can't be competitive with so many things. So yeah, more freedom, the better. So that's good news. Other news that has popped up, of course, is the Miami bid for Denny Bouanga. That one is just, I know we want to talk about that. But basically, they threw a $13 million bid at LAFC to pick up Bouanga. And of course, we told him to kick rocks. So proud of the club for doing that. But that is rather interesting. Bam, your thoughts on that attempted move?
You've got a zero at the end of it. Plain and simple. Maybe for 130 million you can get him, but not for 13.
Yeah, and of course Denny's response, I guess, was, "Well, I can always get a raise." Smart by him, I gotta say. Don't mind that at
Very,
all.
very smart. And as long as he keeps scoring goals this year, he will deserve a raise. Plain and simple.
Exactly. He's been of great service to the club since the beginning, so I can't blame him for that. Tony, your thoughts on Miami trying to buy the world?
Not surprising. It's a very odd situation. Again, they've been very blessed, say the best way, of having to not change their roster after MLS or contracts have expired in certain timely manners. So yeah, but again, it's also very concerning when someone also unfortunately retweets or likes a comment, a tweet by somebody else saying like my dashes of joining my dream club has been demised or something like that, whatever Bouanga retweeted. So hopefully that's just a play to get more money, but also doesn't look as great if you're doing that to spite your old team, to no matter what we've done for him. And we'll just say that, you know what I mean? When we got him, he was going to League 2 or whatever, the French League 2. No one was looking at him, and now look at him now.
Yeah, I wouldn't read too much into it, honestly. Social media fun. Yeah, you see how others do way worse with it. The other thing I saw was Yaya Boa parted ways with the club. I guess a buyout of contract or just ending of contract. So he's a free agent to go wherever he pleases. In truth, the moves that we've made in the offseason kind of suggest that he doesn't really have a place in the squad. So good player, great player. He's done a great job with the other clubs he's been with. Career is far from over. So, hey, no harm, no foul. Totally understand. You got to take your opportunities. So thank you for the service to the club. Yeah. And again, wish you nothing but the best unless you're playing against us, of course. And then, of course, the other weird, well, yeah, I would say a little odd is the Nathan Ordaz rumor that got floated this week, saying that he might be headed to Cruz Azul, who, of course, had some issues with a certain player as of late, Polish international. But yeah, kicking the tires over here yet again. An Ordaz Akrusasul move, Tony. You know a little bit more about this than I do, I think. Your thoughts on that potential move for Ordaz?
I can understand it. He's a really good player. He could fit the system. Again, it's more of a side upgrade, but I don't know. It's just feelers. Again, Chris is a good youth momentum for anybody, but I don't see it unless the money's right and there's something that we don't know and someone's coming in that we're going to get for good amount of money for because of that. Then yeah, but I don't see that going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of players that play in that role right now at the club. We're kind of heavy on the front end, so maybe there's a sign of something going on there. The other thing that we saw, Dan, do you want to jump in on Nathan Ordaz potentially going to Liga MX?
It could work out. It could turn to absolute trash. Hopefully it doesn't. If it does come through, I just want the best for the player, regardless if he stays or goes. Plain and simple. He has a lot of promising talent. I just don't know if going to Mexico would be the smartest option in his career right now.
Yeah, especially as he's getting more minutes with our club. He's featuring for his national team. It's stable, and personal life things are looking to stabilize for him as well now. I hope he stays for another year. Definitely. Don't want to see him go, especially Liga MX. I don't know about the fit there. He's got the edge, that's for sure. But you seem to have to play with even more, to make it over there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there.
You look at it too, he just signed a contract extension up into 2029. So yeah, having at least another year, maybe two under Sonny, under Bouanga, and then look at selling him then, I think it'll be a lot better for him with the coaching of Sonny and Bouanga.
Agreed. He can only gain from staying here. That's for sure. But again, money is what it is. If the deal is right, we're going to take it, I'm sure. And, if he's happy with it, you know what happens next. If not, maybe it is just a question of, we'll see. We'll see. Again, that's Rumorville, guys. It's not solid yet. The other one that does sound a little more solid is the Amin Budri to LAFC from GAIS of Sweden. He's a Swedish under-21 central attacking midfielder. We've talked about that need before. It's that one actually got some noted people to mention it that actually trusted names. So that does sound like that might be moving. Araceli, are you excited about a central attacking midfielder joining the ranks at LAFC?
I think we can always get excited whenever we're getting an attacking mid, but I think also it really does come down to how a roster is shaping up. We still have a lot of moving pieces, and as we've seen in the past, I want to say maybe 2 weeks, especially movement concerning LAFC too. So if the club acquires him, perfect. If not, well, only time will tell what direction they're going in.
Right. And I think the last episode we mentioned that there was another club that kind of swooped in at the last second and tried to get his services. And now maybe that might have fallen through. So that's the thing too. Tony, where do you see this at? Do you think it's a sure thing? Do you think not? Where's your head on this one?
Until it's ink to paper and we have the box and everything like that, I will get it because I don't really trust anything until it's done. So till that happens, we'll see then.
Yeah, Rumorville is Rumorville. Are you happy about that type of player joining the club though?
Yeah. We've been, how many times have we said we needed a player like that moving forward, but we haven't been able to do that. So it's access to a lot more things, and hopefully it's a perfect thing that we need, and it does well. Again, it's potential versus proven again, like we always do.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, U21 international. We're we're there. I guess U22 initiative as well. So we'll see. We shall see. It sounds cool. I if it's working out, I think we'll work out pretty well with him. We need a player of his quality. So there you go. There were some other names I saw in the rumor mill that were just floating around. I think Jegson Mendez was reconnected with us at some point here. Nardin Mula Heznovic of Bosnia Herzegovina. That name came up as a center forward. Those are the only ones that really I saw floating. So we'll see what's going on. But you guys know the rumorville. There's always names being floated our way. People negotiate using that. So there is that. All right. There's also some preseason updates, but before I do that, I do see about 6 comments from our faithful. So I do want to throw it over that way and see what's going on with the faithful. Who's in the mix? Our usual suspects, of course. We have Q Cardi. Says, yes, the gang's all here. He also said, damn, Bam, I've been saying in Melbourne wrong the whole time. That's hilarious. We got Dave in the mix, too. There he is. Says, hi, all y'all. Again, usual suspects, how it should be. Q also says, when is Miami going to hit with the MLS champion tax that we went through? Columbus and Carson as well. They got free spending spree instead. Yeah, what roster rules? What are you talking about? Now they're relaxing restrictions even further, sir. So yeah, I know. It's always funky, guys. You know how MLS is. Dave's like, great question. Q, fishy, yes. And he also says, I think Ordash should stay one more year for his growth. And I agree with you, Dave. That's my thoughts as well. It's going to get wild this year. It's going to be a ton of games for us as we have 2 tournaments to play in, right? This is going to be a rough one. Then there's going to be the international break we're dealing with, players moving around. Yeah, you need depth. So unless there's somebody coming in for him, we need him in our ranks. That's for sure. So good on you, Dave. Thanks for that. Sure, we'll get some more comments from the boys as we continue on. So let's continue on. That is for sure. There was a preseason match played a couple days ago on the 20th, I believe. This one we played against the Bayern Munich's under 23 squad. Again, closed door match, except for a handful of Bayern supporters that were permitted to attend and were singing the whole time. But yeah, and it looks like more than 40 players took the pitch for both sides over the 90 minutes. So again, this is a huge squad checkout, you would say, minutes as we always say. So you saw all levels involved with this, as we have MLS Next Pro League players featuring a lot. Some starters and some starters just watching the game. So it was very interesting to see who got in, who got out. The comments from Dos Santos were pretty positive for what he saw. But again, what can you take away from it? Guys are getting a run out. I mean, that's pretty much what this is. This is the first chance to get a little bit competitive play on the field and an actual field situation, not a training situation. And that can only help, but there's plenty more down the line. Araceli, have you heard anything regarding the setup or some of our young faces that featured well on the day?
I've heard as much as everybody else has, just really limited to what LAFC has shared with us publicly. But just looking at the photos, it's no figure that it would be a closed door. Of course, they're going to use every single player from the first roster from LAC 2, because, that's the time that they can really see what their abilities are per se. I kind of wish that the club would have released some type of roster to give us an idea of who was all playing or who's part of the camp. But at the same time, I mean, it's LAFC. We know how the club is.
Yeah, especially Mark's first attempt at this. So you're gonna give him a little bit more coverage. Now for Bayern, it's very important because they're under 23 side. This is a 10-day visit, getting out of the cold weather back home, staying fresh and getting ready for the second half of their season in the Regionalliga. So that is happening. That's why they came out this way. They needed the minutes just as much as we did to get fresh and ready. And of course, for us, the season comes quick. Other games are coming quick. We don't have time to mess around. Now, that being said, preseason, of course, continues on the 24th. Yeah, you're looking at that 2 days away. They'll be playing OCSC in a closed door match, followed by the 28th against Portland, closed door. Then February 4th against San Jose, closed door. And then finally, February 8th, they're playing NYCFC at the Coachella Valley International, or Invitational, I should say. Yeah, you know where it's at. It's Coachella, out in the desert. You'll get one game to see these guys before it gets serious and we get into CONCACAF on February 17th. So, yes, time flies. Time moves quick. They got to figure out this roster. It does sound like there might be some guests invited. That's why we're not going to feature rosters too much, or they're not going to, because there are probably faces we don't even know about yet in these games. So, again, good on everybody. Nice to see everybody's out there. Bam, your thoughts about, again, the run out against this under 23 side and then the schedule ahead.
Yeah, you know, it's good to come up against a footballing powerhouse under 23 side. They're not just going to be like any other under 23 side. We all know Bayern's lineage in football, so coming against them would be cool. I would like for them to put out rosters, but like instead of names, like trialist 1, trialist 2, trialist 3, you know, stuff like that. So we know that there'll be some trialists on there. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of closed doors, how much more information they start leaking, and will hopefully be good. Especially if we get a new signage and then say, so like I said, this person had a hit out, so we know that they're not just going to walk in being a little bit lethargic.
Right. And it also can allay some rumors of maybe guys we think are leaving, and all of a sudden they're in training session. Everything seems normal. It would kind of kill off some of the rumors as well. So the one picture we did see is David Martinez was there because there was a picture of him. So we know he's still around, right? He's doing his thing. So there goes that. So yeah, good on the boys, good on the team. Again, flexing that partnership muscle, you could say, for the Red and Gold initiative by having them here. So that works too. All right. That being said, and talking about the mix of young players and older players, LAFC2 did have some major news this week regarding schedules and more. So we're going to hand this one over to Araceli with our LAFC2 update, because there's some decent updates, right?
Oh, there was a lot of updates this week. First off, I will start with some league news. If you guys didn't see, on Wednesday morning, Next Pro released their 2026 schedule. The season officially kicks off on February 27th, so it's starting a little earlier this year. However, decision day is September 20th, so it looks like kind of a short season, but we'll see what happens, because unlike MLS, Next Pro will be playing through the World Cup. But for LAFC2 specifically, they officially kick off their season on the road in Tacoma on March 1st. The first rivalry match is set for May 16th, and that looks like a home game. And some other league news: we officially have 30 clubs playing this season, with the inclusion of CT United FC. They're based out of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Quakes 2 is back, so their partnership with the Town FC is over for this season. And there was also a player signing with Emir Ponciano. He is a defender. He joins the LAFC2 from the academy side, and his contract officially starts July 1st. And there's still no, as far as I can tell, I haven't heard any rumors of who will take over Junior Gonzalez in that head coach position. But I do want to mention, since I wasn't on the show last week, of Matt Evans and Cabral Carter being moved up to the first team. So I'm definitely glad to see that they got those contracts.
Well earned. Yeah, they deserve it. That's for sure. And I'm really excited to see what Amir Ponciano is going to do, because, again, this is a defender and an academy player. And anytime an academy player gets promoted, that is cause for celebration, guys. Honestly, that's exactly what we need to see happen. That is what we're for. So, again, we'll see how it goes. Again, another young player. But a graduation, and that's what that is good news for everybody. So looking forward to it. Thank you, Araceli, for the information. It looks is CT United FC connected to any MLS sides?
They're not. They're another
They're not.
independent team.
How many independent teams are there now?
I believe there are 6 independent team now.
Wow. Interesting. Okay. Well, that again, they're gonna pipeline towards one of the MLS teams anyways eventually. So it's good. It's
Because as
stable.
of right now, the only MLS teams that doesn't have a Next Pro side is San Diego and Montreal. Oh, and DC United.
Interesting. I wonder why. Have they ever said the reasoning, or is it just
I'm not particularly
budgeting at
sure
this point?
why. I know DC United has had their partnership with the USL since decades ago, so I'm sure that's part of the reasoning. But as far as Montreal and San Diego, I'm honestly not sure.
Yeah, I won't be surprised by next year that San Diego at least will have something. You got to figure on that. I mean, I know they're huge with their academy, and they've got this huge network of youth organizations around the world. So maybe that also changes things a bit. But we'll see. We'll see. Again, the more in, the better. It's only good for the health of the league. So thank you for that, Araceli. Looking at club and community news, I think the one thing I know for sure, Tony, there was that tournament. How did it go this past weekend?
Went pretty well. Congratulations to TSG for defeating BA in the finals. I know the final four were, if I remember right, Empire Boys, Black Army, TSG, and I forgot the fourth one at the moment. But overall, it was a good showing from everybody, and it was fun, similar as that. So it gets good. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it. Work got in the way last minute. It's again landscaping, as like high time. So, but overall, it was good. So everyone had fun, and yeah, that's about it.
There it is. And that's the point of it, right? Yes, change in champions. That's a healthy thing. Let's be honest. Good on TSG for showing up well for the tournament. Sounds like the turnout was good too. So again, 3252 isn't sleeping, everybody. They're busy as it can be, whether they're on camera or not, out in public or not. It's happening. It's building. Memberships, I'm sure, will be coming up shortly because that is how it works. I know clubs, individual supporter groups, they are recruiting. They are doing their membership drives as well as we speak. So whoever you're interested in joining, definitely check it out now. Remember, supporters are the best way to get involved with away matches. And there's some big ones this year. So yes, contact your local supporter group. Join it if you're interested in the 3252. It can only help. And if you want to go on road trips, yeah, that's the best way to get it done. So yeah, definitely keep your feelers out there. We'll keep you posted when 3252 does start their drive as well. So that way nobody's left in the dark. That is for certain. Perfect. All right, let's talk about it. You know what we do? Final Club Minute. Yeah, that's right. We talk about a little bit of music. I know Bam was mentioning listening to the radio this weekend and getting that top 100 going. I know, Tony, I think you had a nomination too. So who wants first crack at this? Tony looks ready. No. All right, I was going to choose it out then. Bam, you go first.
For me, I'm going to throw back to a great Australian band who, unfortunately, their drummer passed away a couple of days ago. I'm going to go with Midnight Oil. So, in respect to their drummer, Robert Hurst, I'm going to go with Short Memory from their 1982 album 10-9-8-7-6-5-4-3-2-1.
Greatest album title ever. I mean, yeah, we got what Beds Are Burning. All right. I mean, that's the famous one, but wow. Okay. Thank you for that one. That's a good one. That's awesome. Tony, what are you going to follow up with, sir?
In light of the national championship game for college football, I will go with the Heisman winner and overall great story. And, and our fellow podcast alumni, Indiana, Mr. Philly, Fernando by ABBA.
Love it. I love it. Dude, honestly, That national championship was wild. Congrats to Indiana on winning it. Again, never had happened before. And seeing a player who got basically snubbed by his childhood favorite university to get him back in a national championship game. I mean, there's gonna be a movie. It's in the air. Has to be a movie, right? It's gonna happen one day, especially if he ends up moving on and doing great at the pro level. That's like Rudy level stuff right there. Getting it back on your team and winning a national championship. Good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, I like the choices. I'm not gonna add in. I'm happy with those ones. Aristotle, do you want to add any in? Nah, we're good. We got it. All right. Final Vinyl Club minute settled. Good job, boys. All right. On that note, there is one other thing I did want to mention tonight. The rumored jerseys or kit leaks. I know there've been some interesting ones out there, and I think it's worth talking about. One, we know there's gold shorts involved. We saw the gold shorts, it showed up, so that's different. But now they're saying on the kit leaks that they're going to be inspired by, I guess, the wall motif in the main grand lobby. And then I've seen some other rumor ones that are really gorgeous looking. Thoughts to you guys on the kit? What do you think we're gonna get? I'll go to you, Araceli. What are your thoughts on the kit? Do you like the gold shorts? 1 and 2. Where do you think we're going with the actual jersey here?
Oh, you can never go wrong with gold shorts. I mean, honestly, I haven't seen any leaks yet, so I really can't speak to that part. But knowing LAFC, I don't know why, but I feel like I want something a little retro this season. That's probably just me, but
Nice. Now they did mention it would be an Adidas equipment style collar, which usually means that you'd put the branding right on the bottom of it, the old school 90s style. Maybe that means it's not going to be a trefoil, right? It'll be the traditional Adidas. So that we'll see what that does. And usually it means V-neck once people mention that. So we'll see there. Tony, you've seen the leaks. I know I've seen the leaks. Your thoughts on the leaks so far?
We'll wait and see. I hope there's no if you've seen I do like the kind of callback to season 1 with the jerseys. That's where we're getting the inspiration from. But the gold on the side, not the biggest fan. So but I do like it's a V-neck. I don't like I like V-necks or collar, but I know my dad his favorite one is that V-neck that we had season 2. Yes, the second jersey, the all blacked out one during COVID. So that was his favorite one. So hopefully it keeps to that, and I have to go get him that before the start of the season if it's that.
Yeah, that was a 90s throwback that everybody did for the MLS 30 or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's where everyone kind of had a similar one. It was a 90s throw. Looked good. The V-neck was actually comfortable. I dig it. But the rumored sublimation looks pretty darn busy. Bam, do you like it when the jerseys get busy like that with a bunch of images inside of them?
It all depends, to be honest. It all comes down to until you see it in person, you don't know how busy it actually is. Some work, some don't. Like, although it's got a lot in it, it was very fitting. Was the Melbourne Victory Streets map jersey?
Yeah, that was
the
gorgeous.
white one. Yeah, there's a lot on there, but it made sense. So until you've actually seen it, you can't really tell whether it's going to be busy or not.
Right, and the other reference would be like ACFC's jerseys as of late, because they've done a lot patterning like that where it's not over the top and it looks kind of cool. So maybe it's going to be something similar to that. Fits the aesthetic, that's for certain. I dig it. I even dig the gold shorts because it's something new, guys. Like, that's pretty drastic. We've always had the black shorts, so let's do something new. Paneling those a little. I don't know about that paneling. That looked a little thick in the rumors, but again, the patterning's cool. So if that's what it's going to be, all right. I'm always going to be game to patterns, and it looks like maybe a falcon might show up somewhere in that pattern. That would be even cooler. So let's see. Again, Rumorville is what it is. We won't know until it's finally out there, but we do know the color scheme looks proper. So what do you guys think? I see a few comments out there. Let's check with the faithful. Got 4 more comments I see. All right, so we'll go back. They did ask the question about LAFC2 not having a coach. Q was concerned about that. I mean, it could be one of our assistants just doing it. So you never know at that front. Again, the results or the development. It's development. Dave also mentioned Martinez having a breakout year. So we missed that one from him. Hey, and Q also said that he loves the gold. I love gold. Yeah, right. It matters on the on the colors. So dig it. And then Q did mention something for Bam. Check this out. He says, by the way, our great Vanuatu United FC didn't win any games. Tied their first, lost their last 2 matches. Still a champion with their logo, though. So, Bam, let's return to that before we close it out, man. How did that go, the new league?
Yeah, so I'm actually got it on the side screen at the moment. It's currently halftime between Auckland FC. They're calling it Auckland FC B, so like their reserves and all that, against Bullet FC. And Auckland are up 1-0 at halftime. So if you got time, jump on FIFA Plus. All games are on there. Some games have had to be postponed due to waterlogged pitches because New Zealand's been having massive storms lately, and unfortunately, there was a landslip just the other day with last I heard, 2 confirmed dead and 6 still missing. So hopefully, the rest are found soon, so family can get closures and all that kind of stuff. But it has been an interesting league to watch as well. You know, they're only getting a couple hundred in the crowd in the stands and all that, but it's different. It's the first time. It's a carnival style tournament, so it's going to be interesting to see how it goes for the rest of the fixtures. That's for sure.
How's the play quality been?
As expected, but at the same time, you can see moments of brilliances and all that. So I think as long as they keep it going, it's going to get better and better.
So probably a little bit under USL level, we're figuring.
Yeah, I'll say around there.
There it is. So check it out, guys. Again, I've always said, even if it is a lower level, if they're balanced size, you have some great matches. But it really doesn't matter, right? If the balance is there and they play open, you're going to be entertained. Maybe some harder tackles too. So have fun with it. Check it out. And as Q says, Vanuatu United FC's logo is dude on point. So there's a few. Check them out. Maybe we'll steal a scarf at some point regarding these guys, but it's cool. That's for sure. Thank you for that, Bam. All right. So on that note, I know it's kind of a short episode, but hey, it's preseason. This is how we do these things. We're going to start closing this bad boy out for you guys. Get out there, enjoy the game in 2 days. We'll get some results from that, I'm sure, finally with a full side, and we'll cover it. Now, you know, maybe there's a hat drop. Let's hope. So on that note, let's call it final comments of the day. I'm going to lead with Tony this time. Tony, your final comments for the day, thoughts?
Final comments of the day is just, you know, be safe out there. It's crazy in the US. Is just be aware of like current events and just, you know, your voices matter. Just like, you know what I mean? Just have conversations and learn to just bring humanity to society again is the best way to say it. Yes, we can all disagree on certain things, but as long as we keep the communications going and move on as a progressive community, that's the best way I could say it. Overall, just, yeah, that's about it for me.
Well said, sir. No doubt. Look out for your neighbors. And humanity should always win the day. Araceli, final thoughts?
Final thoughts for me. Of course, I'm excited to be back and talk footy with you guys, gearing up for another crazy season for both MLS and Next Pro. So if I look tired during the summer, you guys know why. But other than that, just like how Tony and Joseph both mentioned, you know, protect your neighbors, look out for each other, always check on your friends and see how each other's doing, because it's arguably a very difficult time of what's going on. I'm not going to say directly the elephant in the room. We kind of already know, unfortunately. But, again, in these dark times, just check on your friends and have those conversations.
Exactly. Bam, your final thoughts?
Final thoughts for me is just get out there. If the sun's out a little bit, go get some of those rays. For those that are going to be affected by over there, the snow, heavy rain, all that kind of stuff, just be smart. If you don't need to go out, don't go out. If you go out, you're not only putting your life at risk, you're putting the emergency services' lives at risk to have to come rescue you as well. So, end of the day, everyone deserves to go home from work, plain and simple. Yesterday here in Australia was National Day of Mourning from the terrorist attack in Bondi. So, with that all going on, again, as I say, week in, week out, mental health matters. If you need to talk, go find someone to talk. Hit one of us up. Or if you're in the LA area, dial 800-854-7771. Or if you really need to, you can also dial 988 or text 988 and you'll get the help that you need. But remember, if you need help, get out there, get the help, because it does a world of good.
Well said, sir. Well said. Yes. Again, you are important, all of you in the community. And there is always going to be people looking for you, but look out for others, right? It's definitely a full circle thing. We got to protect each other during these days. Things are unstable. The best thing to do is be a stable friend, right? Be that shoulder for sure. Because we do not know what tomorrow brings ever, right? Can't take things for granted. That's for certain. On that note, again, we are beyond thankful for everybody joining us again for another lovely season. Again, 4 weeks out from competitive matches. Good one at Coachella coming up real quick. So if you're going to that, go for it. We're looking forward to getting some reporting from that too. So yes, LAFC season is upon us. Early February is the jersey release. That's what we've heard so far. So again, news is coming quick in the football side of things. Real world though, again, be careful out there. Stay home, especially with the rough weather. It's real, guys. If you hear about, the stuff getting tough out there, stay home. Be safe. We need you. We need you safe at the end of it. So, yeah, I think on the end of the day, I think we'll end at that. Is again, look out for your neighbors. The most important thing these days. And final word, we'll start with Tony.
Stay golden, Los Angeles. My mute button.
Araceli.
Stay golden.
Bam.
Stay golden, everyone.
See, I didn't forget him again. And of course, for me, to all of you, stay golden, Los Angeles.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.